Orson Krennic is being cagey about his return to Star Wars. Last week, Diego Luna posted on his Instagram that he had completed shooting his part of season 2 of the critically acclaimed Disney Plus series Andor. The show, of course, fills in the years before Rogue One, but is also about one of the main antagonists from our favorite film, Rogue One. Ben Mendelsohn, who played Imperial Officer in charge of the Death Star, Orson Krennic, was in the movie, and he was asked by ComicBook.com if he was going to be returning, to which he replied, quote, "As for being approached by Lucasfilm, no, I have not been approached for something like this, but I would be very willing to explore it further." End quote. That's always encouraging. You know, he's up for it. He's whatever. A few days later, he was talking to Collider and he decided to play a little bit coy and said, "What, Andor? I mean, maybe. Have they shot it already?" As we know, Andor season 2 is planned to follow the 4 years leading up directly to the beginning of Rogue One and is supposed to drop on Disney Plus next year in 2025. Pete, I know you personally are a huge Orson Krennic fan.
I am.
What does your gut tell you? Is the man with the second best cape game in Star Wars coming back?
second best to Lando, I'm guessing, right?
Exactly,
That's where you go.
Course,
yeah, of course. Yeah, he's coming back. He's definitely coming back. I think because this is the exact game that Ewan McGregor played for years. McGregor played it for years. Coming up to the Obi-Wan series, they caught up with Liam Neeson, who just happened to have his lightsaber on his desk. Yeah. I think he's coming back, and I think it makes sense. I think because again, we've talked about this 100 times. It's one of those series that when we first heard about it, I thought we don't need this series. But what I love about it is not only are we learning about Andor and Cassian and his role, we're learning Luthen Rail, but we're seeing the inner workings and the behind the scenes of the Galactic Empire and the politics, and the politics as part of the story for Rogue One is often overlooked and forgotten. But to me, that's what makes Rogue One such a great. I love the war movie aspect and the amazing battle scene at the end, but the politics and watching Orson just kind of have to deal with all that. Do you think he's coming back?
It's a target-rich environment for exactly those kind of stories. We know coming in, he's competing against Tarkin. He's the younger buck. He is, trying to get a toehold on who's going to be in charge. He's not afraid initially to go toe-to-toe with Vader. It's a very, very, very compelling character. So it makes sense that, as you say, we're seeing the building of the Empire. Something that I've talked about before that I love that Bad Batch does so much is it's building those earlier parts of the Empire when you see people being registered with chain codes and you're seeing the political machinations of how did it end up this way? We see it even in The Mandalorian, the ineptitude of the Republic. How did this happen? Because it's a big ass galaxy, pardon the expression. And how are they going to keep up? So do I think he's coming back? I'll take the contrary position and say, no, I don't think he is. I think that, he's playing coy. He's a funny guy. He likes to be a little bit jokey sometimes. But I think the line saying he hasn't been contacted by Disney or Lucasfilm is a little more intentional than kind of the playful, I don't know. I mean, they haven't called me. Wait, have they shot that? Like, that's a little more playful.
Yeah.
But that initial first reaction of, I haven't heard from him, So I'm going to say I don't think he is coming back. I think that, I will welcome him back if he comes, but I don't know that he's going to make it. I think maybe he's got something else cooking.
And I think, and I don't disagree with you, but I also think just the fact that Diego Luna is finished with his shooting doesn't mean that they're done shooting. And I would love to see him get some redemption for Secret Invasion, because my goodness, that was a hard show to watch, and I would hate that to be his last Disney Plus piece. Sure.
Fair enough. Totally fair. We're on your side.
We're rooting for you, Orson Krennic.